What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Wombo Combo Show. I'm Ben Yukonis.
And I'm Ben Kepler. What's up, everybody? How's your week going?
Hope you guys are having a good weekend. There's some college football on the day, but nothing crazy. But
Army-Navy.
Big game.
Right?
Army-Navy game. Big one right now. That game is actually going on. Navy's up 7-0, but go Army. Beat Navy.
Which one of the military institutes is the one who's doing extremely well this season?
Army.
Is it Army?
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah, they only have like one loss on the year.
They were ranked at one point, right?
They're still ranked.
They're still ranked.
So
Go Army.
They're 22.
You're an Army guy. Go Army, dude.
Go Army. Hell yeah. So I didn't go to the West Point or nothing, but
Is it only West Point?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's like
Okay.
their college.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. So
What's up, OC from Idaho, dude? Boise State guy, I would assume. And C. Dave, how you doing, man? I would probably go Dowdle just because of Brees's injury, brother. Let's get into some football for this week. We got a little bit to talk about. First thing, obviously, we're going to talk about Thursday's game, or lack thereof.
oh yeah, lack thereof.
Man,
for sure.
The only person, Moody, it might be like the best fantasy player out of that game. Honestly,
probably
like him or Cardi, the other kicker. I think Cardi was probably
Cardi
better.
probably more.
He
because
probably was the
kicked-
best fantasy player
He
in the whole
kicked
game.
4 field goals.
Yeah. I played Cooper Cup.
Ouch.
Big. So this is second week in a row this has happened to me.
Yeah.
I played Jaden Reed in the clinching round. Jaden Reed got me a 0. I somehow won. Now, Cooper Cup just following back week over
my
week. Like, why don't we just make me miserable all the time?
That's,
I wasn't too thrilled about that, guys.
that's rough.
I was telling Ben a little bit before the show. At halftime, I was even like, dude, this will be like super simple. Second half, it's Cooper Cup. He'll revitalize the game. 5 catches, 70 yards. No problem. Second half. No, he didn't have anything. Rach, what's up, girl? Thank you so much for the fest burst there. I really appreciate it. If you're live on TikTok with us, we always love having you here during the podcast portion. That's awesome. Yeah, dude. Total bum. Total bust for the day.
Yeah.
The picture of Jake Paul's face over top of his jersey.
Yeah, that was
hit
hilarious.
real hard.
That was hilarious.
If you check out our TikTok and YouTube pages, we have a couple different things that Cooper Cup related memes that I put out there because
those were funny.
I was not too happy about it. But other than that, though, we seen the 49ers obviously falling apart. Devondre Campbell, I wanted to talk about that with you.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too.
Bro.
Like,
dude. Okay, first of all, to start it out with him, he was the captain on the Green Bay Packers, was a guy who never missed a game, was Mr. Reliable before he came down to the 49ers this year. Now, what I wanted to add to that is before he signed that contract, he knew exactly what he was there for.
Yeah.
He was to fill a pair of shoes until Dre came back.
Yeah.
Because he's certainly not Fred Warner.
No.
In any right.
No, Fred Warner might be the best linebacker in the league.
With a broken foot.
Yeah. Like,
or whatever. He has something broken,
yeah,
right?
his broken foot.
It's broken foot? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Devondre, what a way to absolutely ruin your career. What team is going to want you?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, he just quit. He
like,
literally just quit. Like,
because here's another thing. Would you think, and this is what my opinion is, when you quit on a team of the echelon of the 49ers, like the 49ers are like the Steelers or like the Cowboys, or
their brand is big enough like that.
Big brand. You don't quit on that.
No.
Like I could see if it was like, I don't know, maybe the Browns and somebody got upset. Now, don't get me wrong, the Browns are pretty prestigious in their own rights.
Yeah.
But still, quitting on an NFL team, and especially one that's in the upper echelon of NFL teams and has a big fan base.
Plus, you just said it too. You're playing in the NFL. Yeah. You're getting paid to play a game.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know. Did you ever quit on your high school team?
Absolutely.
Did you quit on
anything.
Quit on your college team?
No.
Why would you quit in the pros?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I just
like I don't understand it. Like, I mean, he was still getting like in the game. But like he wasn't the starter anymore because Greenlaw came back,
which
so,
he
like,
should have known.
Yeah. I mean, no, it was known. This game was kind of circled for Greenlaw's return. So like, I don't know, man. Grow up, dude. Grow up, dude. He's a veteran in the league. Like he's been around before. Like I don't know, man. Sorry. And plus, some guys are just better than you. Like Greenlaw's better than you. Warren is way better than you. I don't like. You got to understand your role on the team. You know,
you have to understand your role,
like that.
And then also when you signed that multi-million-dollar contract, you knew.
Yeah, he knew
this was going to happen.
So
for you to react like that, for me, is like watching a toddler get mad that they can't have candy.
Yeah,
that's literally how I feel about that. We'll move on from that game, guys. Obviously, the 49ers' chances for playoffs has really diminished after that loss, if not completely gone. They're going to need a lot of help. They don't hold their own.
They would have to win out, and they would need
multiple teams,
a lot of people to start, of teams to start losing.
Yeah. So for them, not looking that great. For your Rams, though,
looking good, looking okay,
good, looking
okay.
They're going to push for maybe 7th spot. I think.
Yeah, that 7th spot, and they can also still get the division somehow.
Yeah,
they're not mathematically done from the division.
Are they 1 game behind Seattle?
Yeah, they're 1 game.
1 game behind
They're
Seattle.
7-7. Seattle is 8-5 currently.
Yeah, and I think that given the way that Seattle's been playing, I think that there is a chance. The Rams just put up so many points against the Buffalo Bills. That's what really I think. Because you and I were talking about that. We're like Matt Stafford and the boys are back, so. Yeah, they're going to start doing well, and then that's kind of solidified our point.
They're getting healthy at the right time.
Yeah, with all their offensive line, everything.
Their offensive linemen coming back.
Absolutely.
I mean, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, arguably the best wide receiver core in the league.
Except for this week.
Puka
did good, but
except for this week. I mean, but arguably they're a top 5.
I would say so. They complement each other too because they're both completely different wide receivers as well. One's a physical guy, one's a route runner.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, we'll pop into the first game here, Ben. I'll take this one. This one, I kind of got a little bit of news for you guys. It's not like the greatest news in the world. Looks like Derek Carr is going to be done for the immediate future. I'm not sure. They haven't put him on IR yet, to my knowledge. The last time I checked, he hasn't been officially placed on IR.
Yeah.
But they're saying multi-week absent. I think they're shutting him down for the season. Jake Haener is going to come in and play quarterback this week. Mr. Zesty, the kid who took all the Zesty pictures for his rookie introduction. So he'll be the starting quarterback this week. I don't suggest him in fantasy football, guys. One thing I did want to mention is Kamara all week was on the injury report for illness. He was sick all week. There is a cold going around everywhere, it seems, right now. I've already kicked it, thank God.
Yeah.
But he's apparently kicked it too. It looks like Kamara is going to be a play. Kendre Miller, I think, is the backup's name. Just not sure of his first name. I know it's Miller. That he was kind of a high transaction trending player this week because of that. It doesn't look like that's going to be something that comes to fruition. We're going to be seeing a lot of Kamara. Opposite side of the football. Noah Brown, done, out.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
He is done. Some sort of internal injury, like internal like a organ bruising or something, something serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got hit on a play, so he's done. They went and grabbed a wide receiver this week, and for some reason, as soon as I went to say his name, it escapes me. It's KJ Osborne. That's who it is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
KJ Osborne was released by the New England Patriots. Didn't like his role in the offense, guys. So they waived him. Kind of like a smooth transition. They both agreed that he just wasn't wanted here.
Yeah, he just wasn't part of the offense.
So, the Commanders have picked him up. I do see him being, if you're in like 16-man league, I would snag him. Because I think week 15 and 16, or 16 and 17, he'll get into the offense. You have to think, he's not going to really be fighting anybody for targets if he's taking over for Noah Brown, who was already wide receiver too.
Yeah.
It's De'Ami Brown and Terry McLaurin and Ertz. He's going to be the other guy.
They got Luke McCaffrey, too.
And Luke McCaffrey. Very true, the rookie Luke McCaffrey. But I don't know. I think he's someone to add to your watch list, guys, just because of, injuries late season. It's not bad to have somebody stashed, you know what I mean? If he could do something. I
don't recommend him as a waiver wire pick.
I wouldn't pick him. I would watch list him.
Yeah.
I would watch list him for week 15. I don't think he even plays this week. But I would watch list him and see what happens. If you need a filler come week 17 and you're in the championship, at least you have a couple guys that we're going to list off for you for options for you. Other than that, though, Marshawn Lattimore is going to make his appearance.
Is he?
His first game as a Commander, and guess who it's against? The team who traded him away, his Saints. So that'll be interesting. Team's really excited about that. Doesn't look like we're going to have Austin Eckler again. That concussions just lingering too long.
I think he's on IR.
He is on IR.
Yeah,
he is on IR. There is another player who is getting ready to come back off of IR because of concussion. We'll get into him later. Wanted to ask you, Ben, where do you see this game going? Do you think it's Commanders' easy pick?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they kind of roll in this one.
Okay.
Saints don't really have a chance.
I think this could be a sneaky game. And the reason why I think it could be a sneaky game is I was talking with a couple Saints fans, and they said that they think that they have – no, and Saints fans, a little biased. But they said that they think that they have this game, and the reason why they think they have this game is because throughout history, the Saints only win games that they shouldn't when they're bad. That's like their thing, apparently. They win all the games that they shouldn't when they're bad. And then they start losing to teams that are of their level, like 5 and 8 right here. But they beat
but
teams.
I don't see that.
I
don't see that happening at
I'm
all.
with you. I'm with you. I think it's 27-14.
Maybe
Commanders.
if they had Derek Carr, I could see that. But they don't have Derek Carr.
Yeah, I don't see this Hainer kid really doing much of anything in a positive way. I don't know. He's come in a couple times and he's thrown a pick or so. He doesn't really look very acclimated. I don't like the other backup out of South Carolina.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler.
I liked him earlier in the season. His play was not very good. Just didn't transition very well yet. He's a rookie.
Yeah,
but
he's still got time to do
I'm gonna take Commanders in this one.
Yeah,
I
me
think.
too.
You go ahead and take the next one, man. This one, I really hope this one is an upset.
Oh my goodness! What
did
did I
hit forward?
do?
Just hit the forward button. You'll be fine. There we go. And then I'll hit C more.
I can hit the forward button again.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
All right. So this one, oh my goodness, I hate this game. It's the Kansas City Chiefs against the Cleveland Browns.
I like the Browns. I like the Browns in this game.
I know, dude, but I
do.
It's just it's the Chiefs. They're using some type of dark devil magic and have the refs in their payroll.
They have Taylor Swift doing voodoo.
Some
that
crap
is
like
for
that.
sure.
And it's just like the NFL is just like, hey, we're gonna have the Chiefs win as many games as we possibly can.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
and it's
for money.
And they already are the 2010 New England Patriots.
Oh, dude, yes.
They're going to be this team for the next how many years, Mahomes is in the league. He's just going to get this special treatment.
Right. And the reason why it's like this is because Patrick Mahomes is really turning into Tom Brady of the 2000s. And I think we kind of talked about this, and I put something up on Facebook for our fans to kind of talk about. Does he not complain to the refs all the time? And in that Raiders game, he literally asked a ref to let him know when the edge was coming around the corner so he would move. What are we doing here?
Yeah, no, it's just
what?
Nah,
man, that's a hard no for me.
Yeah, I used to like the Chiefs. I used to like Patrick Mahomes. I still like Andy Reid. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Andy Reid's funny guy, good guy. But it's just these Chiefs are annoying now.
They're super annoying. Marquise Brown might come back next week. How about that?
Yeah, no, this was around the time where he was going to come back.
They're saying it's a little early. They thought he'd be back
for the playoffs.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't. I don't wish anything good for the Chiefs, and that's not any real hate. I'm just tired of it. Like I was saying last show. Every commercial in between my football game. If I'm watching the Steelers and Browns, I shouldn't be watching a Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid commercial about State Farm Insurance in between. Do you know how annoying that is? Yeah. That's all I have to say about it. That's all I have to say. So, who are you taking?
Man. The Chiefs.
You're taking the Chiefs. I'm going against you. I'm going to take the Browns. Ben, let us know, who do you think fantasy players, who should we highlight for the Browns and Chiefs?
Let's see. I would highlight Kelsey and Hopkins.
Okay. Looks like Njoku's out.
Njoku's going to be out?
Yes.
Oh boy. Mm-hmm. Then
I would go
Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Jerry Jeudy.
Solid play.
Would you take Winston or would you take Patrick Mahomes in this game?
I would take Patrick Mahomes.
You would?
Over this game.
Okay.
Over for this game.
Okay.
Just because.
You like the defense of the Chiefs better?
Yeah, I like the defense of the Chiefs better. Their defense is playing good.
Their defense is what makes them that record. It is not Patrick Mahomes in the offense.
Yeah.
That is something that everybody has seen on tape.
But yeah, no, Jameis he makes too many mistakes. There's too many picks.
I don't like Pacheco. Reason being is Browns defense is good at one thing.
And that's stopping the run.
And that's stopping the run. So I would stay away from Pacheco in this one, just personally. He also hasn't really, since he's come back, hasn't been amazing.
He's just warming up.
Yeah, he's still warming up to get that rust knocked off.
Yeah, I don't know how well. I mean, we'll see.
Come the week 16, 17, I think he has better production. But I don't
semifinal and final rounds.
This isn't a good matchup for him to warm it up, I don't think, just because it's the Browns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Next game we're going to cover here. This is the Bengals and the Titans. Bengals keeping their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, big
with
win
that win last
against
week.
Dallas.
Mm-hmm. I like what I'm seeing out of the Bengals offense. I don't like anything that I see out of the Bengals defense. We've obviously said that a multitude of times this season.
No. It's a historically bad defense.
Yeah, it's extreme. It's crazy that in the AFC North, we're talking about two teams, the Bengals and the Ravens, who have atrocious defenses, which is so abnormal. So abnormal. Anyways, getting back into this one. Excuse me. The Bengals and the Titans. I really don't like any Titan in this game outside of maybe Pollard. I know that, we just talked about how leaky and how bad the Bengals defense is. I just don't trust the Will Levis experience to really be putting up those yards against them. We seen what Cooper Rush did. I would kind of compare Cooper Rush's stats last week to what Will Levis can do this week.
Yeah.
I honestly have a small feeling Will Levis might be getting benched.
Again. Not again, but because he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt. The injury flared up a little bit more. Takes one more big hit. I think he goes back to the bench. They use that as an excuse to put Mason Rudolph back in.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything out of Will. He did good for 2 weeks, better than average.
Yeah.
But they played absolute garbage teams. Mm-hmm. So, congratulations, Daniel Jones.
So he's got another nice garbage defense coming up.
He's got a nice garbage defense, but he doesn't have a garbage offense to, keep the game close or anything. Their offense
is almost just as bad as the defense.
Yeah, the Titans, I was just going to say they're on the same playing field. The Bengals defense is as bad as the Titans offense is. They're 1-1.
But if he does get benched and Mason Rudolph comes in, then just
it might get better.
Call it for Westbrook-Ikhine for a touchdown.
Honestly, call it for Westbrook-Ikhine for a touchdown if Mason Rudolph comes in. We'll skim through this one real quickly here. I think that it's pretty easy to call out who we're going to play in fantasy football. Joe Burrow did come up questionable, dinged up. He is off the report. He is good to go. He came back into that game. He put that sleeve on.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed completely fine.
Yeah,
he was mobile. I would have no concerns about that, guys. Jamar Chase. Obviously, wide receiver 1. T. Higgins, slow week last week. I do see him coming back a little bit this week against the Titans defense that's missing some cornerbacks. The guy they got from the Chiefs this offseason.
Snead,
yes.
Snead.
He's done, so it's weak in that backfield. Other than that, though, Chase Brown is going to be the other guy that I highlight in this.
Mm-hmm.
For the Bengals, pretty easy picks. Titans, I would only go with Pollard if you have to. Otherwise, I would stay away from this game if you have any Titans. I don't really love Westbrook-Ikhine. I don't love Calvin Ridley or Okonkwo, their tight end. Next game, though, this is probably going to be a decent one, right? I think so.
Yeah, Miami Dolphins against the Houston Texans. I think this should be a good one, but I think the Dolphins. I'm just going to go ahead and say the Dolphins are going to win.
I think the Dolphins are going to win as well.
Because I don't trust C.J. Stroud. Not nearly as much as I did last year.
No, he has epitomized sophomore slump. You would think that C.J. Stroud somehow made the Madden cover the way that he's playing. It's not very great.
Yeah. It's a
little bit of offensive line struggles. It
looks like this year should be the season that he should have had his rookie year, and then his second year, as he progressed, should have been this year.
It's like him and Bryce almost flipped.
Just like as like progression wise.
Yeah.
How you're supposed to progress.
How you're supposed to, right?
You
Well,
know?
in the NFL, though, it is natural to have be really good your rookie year and have sophomore slump.
It is.
So
it is true. That is very true.
I wouldn't really, if I was a Texans fan, be concerned.
No, I think for like the next 10 years or so, he's going to be fine.
He's going to be
good.
absolutely fine.
So, like, he is a franchise quarterback there. So, like, I think he'll be fine moving
forward. This season, though, I don't know. There's something
and
that
he
needs
can
to change.
still save this year with these
100%.
last few games.
I give it to you. You're right on that.
And it could start this week. But I don't think it's going to. So I think Miami wins.
I don't think it is going to. Texans do not have that division locked down yet. Ben, why don't you cover for us who you think fantasy players are going to be for both teams here? Good bit of them.
Yeah, good bit of them. I like Tua. I like Tyreek Hill. I like A-Chain. I like Janu Smith.
For sure.
Waddle.
Scary last week.
Waddle as like not a desperate, but a wide receiver 3.
But yeah, he'd be a wide receiver 3. The whole injury report thing kind of scares me a little bit.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a questionable tag going into the weekend.
No, but he did, and I just like this. I've had Waddle, and what I've seen in the past is if Waddle is injured and they take his tag off, there's a chance that he gets into that game.
Yeah,
and gets hurt.
he's
known
to
do
get
that.
re-injured during the game. So I mean, I get that, but that's why he's still like
a 3-4 guy.
Yeah, 3-4.
I get you.
Flex player. Let's see. Texans. Joe Mixon.
A definite start.
You play him because it's Joe Mixon and he can, get 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns, 150 yards.
150 yards. So I like him. It's kind of difficult with the receiving core and their tight end.
I like Nico.
I do like Nico.
I don't like Dell.
I don't like Dell. I haven't liked Dell all year.
No, Dell has had him and Stroud have been simultaneously having their sophomore slumps. But I mean, if the quarterback is the wide receiver, has to be, right?
Really, I would CJ Stroud as a quarterback 2.
Yeah, I don't like him as a quarterback 1 either.
Yeah, for like super leagues or super flex leagues.
Flexes, yeah,
super flex leagues and 2 QB leagues. I could see him as your quarterback 2.
Yeah, I would take Tua over Stroud.
But I would also take Tua over Stroud. So
who do you think? We both said Dolphins. We think
I'm going Dolphins.
Okay, I think you got everybody for fantasy. Dalton Schultz is kind of like the wishy-washy tight end. If your tight end got injured, like if you had Njoku, I consider Schultz as a top option.
Schultz is like a bust and like a mid-level boom for you.
Yeah, if you want to be like, okay, I want to try to at least get 6 points out of this position. Dalton Schultz.
Okay, now a low level of points.
Moving into the next one, this one should be a blowout. We got Tommy DeVito playing quarterback for the Giants.
Can we just say the Ravens win like 52-0, and it's the Lamar Jackson show, and Derrick Henry scores 2 touchdowns?
Oh, I got a question for you. I got a question for it because I know that we both think this is going to be a blowout. A couple just hot takes I got for you.
Yeah.
What if the Ravens do so good by the second quarter they pull everybody? Are you worried? Would you be worried about them in fantasy football? They won't need to.
It depends on the only person I could see who would like be doing well in that situation would probably be Derrick Henry
or Lamar.
Yeah,
I could see them pulling Lamar or Derrick if they're up 31-3 in the second quarter, the end of the second quarter, going into halftime. I could see Lamar getting benched for the rest of the game. Yeah. There's no reason to play him at that point in time. This Giants team is missing a lot of key players.
Yeah, Drew Lock is not going to play. He's in a walking boot. They're going back to the Italian.
Yeah. It's all the cutlets. No, Tommy DeVito probably is the better quarterback, to be realistic.
Probably.
What we've seen out of Drew Lock the last 2 weeks, what we were talking about on Tuesday, the whole running sideways and not getting the first down thing.
Yeah, that was
just
bad.
Not good looking football.
Real bad. I saw that and I was like, dude, I could have got the first
down.
It's
not good looking football at all. Fantasy players in this game, it's going to be pretty brief. Lamar, I would be worried that he gets benched in the fourth quarter because they're killing him. But I would still play him. I like Zay Flowers in this game. Giants do have decent cornerbacks, but I think that he's able to get open in that backfield or in that secondary. I like Derrick Henry, obviously. That's an easy one. Mm-hmm. Mark Andrews, obviously, again, easy one. And
he's
then
in tight end 1.
Yeah,
range.
tight end 1 for sure. Tight end, I would probably put him in the top 8 for this week.
I agree.
Because every team is playing. I would say that on the Giants side, it's the slimmest of slims. The only person I am taking is Tracy Jr. I'm not playing Neighbors. I know that the Ravens are bad against the pass, but we have to remember that Tommy DeVito is going to be throwing the ball to maybe Neighbors. He's been on the questionable list all week, putting up minuscule practices. Like he's been practicing, but not in full length.
So, I mean, I could see one of the wide receivers getting all their points in like a garbage time.
Like a Wandell Robinson just getting like 13 points because they threw a touchdown with 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, something like that.
I could definitely see that.
But yeah, no.
It's Ravens all day.
It's Ravens.
It's Ravens all day. And this one, next one, this is a team of losers here for you.
Yeah, this is the loser bowl.
You dropped to Aaron Rodgers this week.
I
Why
did
don't you tell them about what you pulled off? You
but this is the Jets going to the Jags. So yeah, someone in our 2 quarterback league dropped Bo Nix and Tank Bigsby.
Well, I dropped Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, he dropped Tank Bigsby. And I had Aaron Rodgers, and I was like, I really don't want him as my 3rd quarterback in case something happens to my 2 starters. So I picked up Bo Nix. I got him off the waiver claims in the waiver wire, and I got Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, so a little bit of back history as to how that happened. Our league isn't that crazy and that easy to get good players, guys. Our someone who is trying to clinch the playoffs, and it's a double quarterback. You're only allowed to hold 3 quarterbacks on your team.
Yeah,
this guy didn't pay
attention.
Yeah, that's our personal rule. He didn't line up his bye weeks correctly. So he had Lamar Jackson and Bo Nix on bye weeks last week. So he had to cut one, and he cut Bo Nix. And well, now he's got Aaron. He got Aaron Rodgers.
He did get Aaron Rodgers.
It's a downgrade. So anyways,
it is a downgrade.
Let's take a look at this game here and who you think would be starters for the Jets and the Jaguars.
Oh man.
It's pretty slim.
It is slim. Breece Hall is out again, right?
He's leaning towards out. It's leaning towards out. He hasn't practiced all week. I'll get you an update while you go over the other ones. But I'm pretty sure he saw it.
I like both receivers for the Jets this week with Adams and Wilson.
I like Adams and Wilson as well.
And I think Aaron Rodgers, because the Jags don't have a great defense, but I think Aaron Rodgers' ceiling is quarterback 2.
Breece Hall expected to play.
Expected to play? Mm-hmm. Okay.
He got a full practice in yesterday. It was his first and only practice of the week.
Okay.
That's iffy.
That's
iffy. Real iffy.
If you want to risk it for the biscuit, go ahead.
Yeah, I would.
I know a lot of people are in the quarterfinal round. Some people are in semis.
Yeah, and if you are in semis, I bet you're mad because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a little early. 1 week too soon.
Bye weeks in the playoffs. What?
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But for the Jags,
Tank. Maybe BTJ.
Possibly BTJ. His floor is like 8 catches for like 80 yards.
ETN.
Like that's his floor.
Yeah. ETN wasn't terrible last week either out of the pass game.
Yeah.
He ended up having
receptions.
Like 12 PPR. So
yeah.
He would be a low-level flex for me. ETN, I would put Bigsby ahead of him.
Yeah, I like
higher
Bigsby
flex.
as like a higher flex play RB3 type.
And that's where I put BTJ as well, wide receiver 3 or flex. Yeah. That's
same.
And then for Devontae and Williams, would you put them wide receiver 2s? That's where I have them ranked, wide receiver 2 level.
Yeah, wide receiver 2 with the potential for wide receiver 1.
Yeah. Okay. And who do you think wins this game? I'm going to lean that the Jaguars somehow pull this game off.
I think the Jaguars win this game.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But it's in Jacksonville. I just feel like somehow the Jaguars win this game. Mac Jones obviously played for the Patriots for years, so he knows the Jets defense. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
I'm going to say Jaguars.
I'm going to say Jaguars as well. Next game here. This one, I'm going to hot take this one. I definitely am. This is the Cowboys versus the Panthers, my future new team that I'm going to be a fan of one day. Not yet, though. Dude, Cowboys, it's so slim. I think they trade Micah Parsons this offseason. Really believe that. I really believe he gets traded. Yes. I think he does. I think that they go and get some picks to put around Dak. Yeah. I think that's the move. CD is obviously going to be the play in this one. I think my only other play for the Cowboys is going to be Dowdle. I don't think that he's the highest of plays. I would rank him right there along with Breece Hall. Or not Breece Hall, but the Jaguars running backs.
Bigsby.
Yeah, I would put him in that Bigsby range. I think that I have faith in the Panthers defense more than I have faith in the Panthers offense. I do think the Panthers win this football game.
Do you?
I full-heartedly believe the Panthers win this football game in Carolina. I think they win. I think J.C. Horn and company.
Yeah, this isn't. They're in Carolina.
I think they're in Charlotte. I think that they win this game. I'm not going to say it's a high-scoring game. I'll give you like 17-14, 20-17, 24-17.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Panthers pull this one off because they almost beat the Eagles.
They've got the vibe going.
They played tough against them Eagles.
Played tough against the Eagles. Played tough against the Chiefs.
Yeah, and Chiefs.
I mean, they've shown me enough to say that when they get to these mid-level teams, even though they're not very good, the Panthers, they can take them out. I would say Chuba Hubbard. Excuse me. Chuba Hubbard's probably the only play that I would really consider on the Panthers other than Thielen.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say I like Thielen.
I like Thielen wide receiver 3 range.
They get Jalen Coker back.
Oh, nice. The rookie. Okay.
Who Bryce Young likes to target.
Yeah, and he was doing half decent.
I don't think he's going to be like as much as it used to be because all the wide receivers are healthy now.
Right.
So
they got David Moore, they've got Leggett, and they've got
I think David Moore is the one who's going to fall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think it'll be Thielen, then Leggett, and then Coker.
I think so.
Or whichever. I don't know what the exact depth chart order is.
I would say this. I think that Adam Thielen probably gets covered by Diggs and company. I think they highlight him, and I think he has a slower game because of it.
Yeah.
That's just the vibe that I have.
I can see that too.
But are you going Panthers with me?
Yeah, I'm going Panthers with you on this one.
All right, let's go Panthers Nation. I don't know what the Panthers slogan is. I'm going to have to figure it out, but Panthers, let's ride.
All right, Panthers, let's ride.
These are the 4 o'clock games, Ben. Why don't you bust us
into
into those?
The 4 o'clock. Yeah, so next, the first one we got is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Los Angeles Chargers.
Why do you keep getting the playoff games and I keep getting the bum games?
Well, because I'm the better Ben.
All right.
There's nothing you can do about it. But no, we got the Buccaneers going into LA to play the Chargers.
I benched Baker, man.
I think this is gonna be a good one.
I think it's gonna be a good one.
I think it's gonna be a good one.
Do you think it's high scoring or low scoring? Chargers like to keep games low scoring. They're the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I have Baker benched. I played Purdy. I'm not happy about it, but I played Purdy over him because I was that scared about Baker playing against the Chargers.
Well, I'm
playing him?
I'm on bye week. So
you were both on bye week. Let's go.
On bye week. It don't matter.
Yeah, I have Baker benched. I don't love it. I'll tell you this. I have Baker in 2 leagues. I benched Baker for Purdy, but I started him over Stafford.
Okay.
So I hit and I missed. So I'm 50-50 right now. Who else do you like in this game? Fantasy football wise.
Fantasy football. I mean, I still like, even though you went kind of negative on Baker. I still like Baker Mayfield in this one. I think he's going to be fine. Maybe like a couple turnovers, but like that's what Baker Mayfield does.
True.
And he'll still throw for 3 touchdowns or whatever.
Okay.
So I think Mike Evans is a start for you.
Good game. Over 100 yards, you think?
Maybe.
He's really pushing.
I can see like 80 for 1 touchdown.
Okay.
With like 6 or 7 catches.
Who do you think their number 2 guy is?
So number 2, I like McMillan.
McMillan?
Yeah.
Over Otten?
Over Otten.
Okay.
I like McMillan over Otten. I think he would be like a wide receiver 3 flex option for you.
Okay.
I still think Otten is like kind of a desperate tight end play now.
He's really fallen off of the last couple of weeks. They just kind of phased him out of the offense, and I don't know if that's really because of the teams they played, having good middle linebacking play, or if it is that, hey, they've caught on to what we're doing with Otten. We got to do something else.
So, and the best one might be Rachaad White.
I was just going to ask you running backs.
Bucky Irving is still questionable. He's a game time decision with his back.
I would lean away from
him. I would still kind of lean away from him.
Because they got Sean Tucker. They can bench him and they'll be fine.
Yeah. So I like Rachaad White again.
Yeah, I do too.
Chargers side, I like Herbert. I think he can swing it.
Herbert
I think
or Baker.
I think Baker does better.
You do?
Yeah.
I disagree with you, but that's okay because I don't think it's by much. I think one guy has like 17, one guy has like 16. Realistically, that's where I see these guys scoring.
Yeah.
But who do you like running back and wide receivers on the Chargers? It's a little different than it was last week.
It's really only McConkey.
You don't like Gus?
Nah.
I don't really love Gus either against this defense. They have a good defensive front. Vita Vea, Clancy from Pitt Panthers last season. So they're pretty stout up front. I did want to mention
he's a veteran.
Who's that?
Vita Vea.
Oh yeah, super veteran.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking Clancy.
Oh yeah.
He's a rookie from last season. He's supposed to be the next Aaron Donald per se because he came from Pitt.
Yeah. Good luck.
Did you hear that Will Dissly is out?
Yeah, Will Dissly is out.
They're going with something Smart. I can't remember his first name. His last name
yeah,
Smart.
something Smart, and I know who you're talking about. I don't remember.
I
his
don't
first
necessarily
name.
love him.
It's like Liam.
Yes, it's something.
I don't know.
It's not an average name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, but I did want to
name's Smart.
say the head coach Harbaugh did mention that he will be taking over the position and will have a lot more looks moving forward the rest of the season. So something to take a look at. I mean, he did decent last game. He really did. I can't remember his stat line, but it was somewhere around 5 catches, 50 yards, something like that. So just something to, put him on the watch list. We do want to have watch list players, even though we're in playoffs. You still want to have guys that you're sitting there not picking up yet, but if they're getting better week over week and they get better than one of your bench players, you can replace them with it. So just keep them as a look. Who do you think's winning this game, Benjamin?
I think the Buccaneers are going to win this game.
You taking the Bucs?
Yeah, I'm taking the Bucs.
You're taking the Buccaneers in L.A. You know what? I'm going to go with you on this. And the reason why I'm going to go with you on this is because Baker beats good teams that he's not supposed to beat. He beat the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
He beat the Eagles.
Yeah, he's the only...
I think that he can beat the Chargers as well. And I'm not saying the Chargers are on the same echelon as the other two teams I mentioned, but just proof to the pudding that Baker beats good teams.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with you. I'll take the Buccaneers in this one. I don't think it's an extremely high-scoring game. Again, 24-17 is my number of the week. That's where I'll probably lay there. I think you covered all the fantasy players pretty well. There wasn't anybody else to cover. Next game I'm going to cover here. I just keep getting the good ones.
Yeah.
Man, this is a game of horses. My favorite team, the Colts. Red, if you're watching live in chat today, love you, buddy. But Colts and the Broncos. So this one is going to be played in Mile High, 4:25 start. Colts, they're pushing for a playoff spot. They're in that not necessarily wild card race. They're in the what's it called, the fringe or the hunt or
they're in the hunt for that 7th seed.
They're in the hunt. They really need Miami
So
Dolphins.
the Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos are in though. At 7, aren't they?
It's either them or the Chargers. I think it's them. I think it's Broncos.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah. Because of the fact that they lost one less game due to their bye week. Yeah, I think you're right. Anyways, Colts side of the football. I don't like AR in this game. Broncos defense very good. I actually don't really love JT in this game because of how good the Broncos defense is. But I would say that if you drafted him, you got to play him. I would rank him as a running back 2 this week. He's been kind of slow over the last couple weeks. Looking at wide receivers, we get Josh Downs back this week for the Colts. I don't know if I necessarily love him as a play. Do you?
No.
I don't.
I just don't love the Colts.
I don't love the Colts. I don't love the Colts under Anthony Richardson because I don't like the passing game. I think the passing game sucks under Anthony Richardson.
It does.
Dude, having under 50% completion, whether that's because of how bad the offensive line is or the play calling or whether it's whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If you're throwing under 50%, dude, I mean, I could go watch a high school football game with better stats. Yeah. Other than that, though, Colts side of the football.
I mean, he's still like a quarterback too because of his running ability.
Yeah, but only because of his running ability, and I will give you that. Fantasy football wise, it's a completely different story. AR super flex quarterback 2. And it's because of what he said, his running ability.
Yeah.
That also does take away from Jonathan Taylor, though, so that's why it worries me about
That's why
him.
Jonathan Taylor's been, slow
Not doing
the
as
last couple
well.
weeks.
Absolutely. Looking at the Broncos side of the football, I think there's a couple guys we can highlight. I do like the Broncos defense in this game. I'll be starting them in my matchup, so the Broncos defense is a play for me this week. I also like Devon Villay, your boy that you picked up in free agency.
I have him.
I like him. I like Cortland Sutton. And then I like Bo, but I don't like any of the running backs, and I'll tell you why, even though the Colts defense is mediocre against the run. We don't know which one's actually going to be starting.
No.
We don't know if it's going to be Jaleel. We don't know if it's going to be Estime, and we don't know if it's going to be Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
And for that fact, if I don't have any of those guys on any of my teams But if I did, they would never touch my roster unless like I had so many injuries and there was nobody to go get.
Yeah.
Because they're just bustable, like so bustable.
No, so and
who do
even
you
if
think wins this one?
Broncos.
I think the Broncos.
I think the Broncos win
This
this
is
one.
This is in Denver. I think that if there's a stadium that has the physical location is an advantage for one team, it's got to be the Broncos.
Yeah, for
Number
sure.
2 has got to be the Cleveland
Just because of
Browns.
the elevation.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Cleveland and Buffalo because of the lake
the weather.
effect snow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're used to it. And nobody else except for maybe the Steelers seem to be.
And Green Bay because it
Yeah,
gets
Green Bay is
cold.
just in the tundra.
And they get lake effect snow there too.
Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings both playing down.
Yeah, in a
big
dome.
babies.
Bears are going to be in a dome here
Yeah,
soon too.
I hate domes for the NFL. NFL, stop doing domes. We're both taking Broncos in that game, guys. Sorry, Colts fan. We just don't believe in you.
Right.
Not this year. Next game we're going to cover, Ben. Why don't you cover this one? You finally get a dud game.
We got kind of a dud one here. It's the Patriots against going into Arizona to face the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals have not been playing great lately.
They haven't been playing absolutely terrible either. The Seahawks game, they didn't look too good.
Yeah, no,
They let Charbonnet
that's
all
a division.
over.
Yeah, that's a division game too, and like Charbonnet ate.
Charbonnet ate in that game.
But
Cardinals wise, who do you like fantasy football? Because this
man.
is the
It's like-
Patriots defense.
Yeah,
they're at home.
James Conner.
Yeah, I like James.
I like James Conner.
Where do
Trey
you rank him?
McBride.
Where do you
Like-
rank James Conner? I was like a running back one,
Oh,
two,
running back one,
but
like
leaning
mid
two.
running back one, leaning 2.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. On
Uh,
that one. McBride top
so-
3,
McBride top 5.
top 5. Okay.
Top 5.
Okay.
Tight end this
Yeah,
week. Because he
MHJ?
just always is. No, dude, it's hard to trust
Yeah.
MHJ.
I'm with you.
Uh,
I probably.
it's just
Where do you? I probably put him as a 4-5.
yeah.
Probably a 4. But I'm not going to go as
yeah.
low as a 5. But I think MHJ is a 4.
He's a
wide
4,
receiver.
a desperate 3, a desperate flex play.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Who else you like in this game, man?
Maybe Kyler Murray as same thing as the other ones I've said. Quarterback 2.
Yeah, I would put him in as quarterback 2 for this week. He's been really boom or bust. Like he has games where he gets like 6 points, and he has games where he gets like 24. So it's like
Yeah.
not a highly trustable player. Do you think that Drake May is a better fantasy look this week than him?
I think
do you
they're
think
about
they're
the
on par?
same.
Yeah,
they're on par
I think they're about on
with
par
each other.
too. Would you play Ramondre? I know you traded him away.
I did trade him away as a flex.
I
RB3
would-
flex.
I would put him as a flex. I would grade him as a RB3 flex. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's where I would probably rank him.
Yeah,
Anybody
no.
on the Patriots that you would suggest actually, other than Ramondre throwing into the lineup, a Hunter Henry or anybody
No.
like that?
Maybe a Hunter Henry if you're really hurting at tight end. But
That
I
would
mean,
be it.
I think now, at this time of year, I think everyone's kind of got their tight end.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Unless
So-
you have an injury like that in Njoku that we were talking about. Hunter Henry would be probably the most decent fill-in for
Yeah,
you out there.
probably.
That's who I would consider
Well,
the
lately
best
it's
fill-in.
been Austin Hooper for them. But
Yeah, how weird. How weird.
so I don't know,
Who you got in this game?
man.
It's a hard one to pick.
I know.
I don't love either team.
I don't love either team. I think the Cardinals have a slight edge.
I think the Cardinals have a slight edge,
Uh,
and I think that slight edge might also be given by the fact that the Patriots, if they're winning in the fourth quarter, are going to be like, yo, stop winning.
Yeah. So I think the Cardinals will win this one.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to the Cardinals as well on this one. I guess our best play out of this game, what are we going to say, is James Conner?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree too.
Yeah.
Next game, I finally get a good one,
There you
and I
go.
get a real good one. Awesome. This is the Bills. They'll be heading up to Detroit to take on the Roaring Lions, my second favorite team in the NFL. Ben, in this game, I think this is going to be score-palooza. Do you think that there's a chance this goes over 80 points?
Yeah.
I do too.
This might be the highest scoring game combined.
If this
for the year.
game turns out like the San Francisco 49ers Rams game, I will freak out.
Yeah. Or the wasn't the Chiefs Rams game a few years back?
Yeah. Or how about the Rams Patriots Super Bowl? Like that one.
Yeah.
It ended in like 9 points scored the whole game. Anyways, in this game, guys, I do like a lot of different players. We got a lot of different news about a couple different players in this game. Looks like we'll be getting rookie Coleman back for the Buffalo Bills this week.
Okay,
He has been activated. Amari Cooper obviously has had an uptick over the last week in his usage as well. Kincaid is on the borderline. Last I looked a couple hours ago, it was leaning towards he was going to come back this week. I don't know if I really love Kincaid, where he's been in that offense and what he's been doing when he was playing.
Yeah, he's another one who's had a sophomore slump.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be game time decision with his knee. He's missed the last 3 games, and he was a full participant in the walkthrough and in Thursday's practice, estimated practice. So we'll see how that plays out. I still don't necessarily love him in this game. If I'm looking for starters on the Bills for my fantasy team, it's obviously Josh Allen, who set the record last week with most points on the year. He had 6 touchdowns. Ridiculous. So I would take Josh Allen, obviously.
I think it's the most points ever fantasy-wise for quarterback.
For a quarterback? Okay. Well, hell yeah, then. Nice job, Josh. Nice job, buddy. I would like Cook in this game. I think that Cook has a resurgence in this game. You can see that in the last game, they used Davis a little bit more, and then also in the same right, Josh Allen ran in 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So that eats in the Cook a lot. I do like Cook in this game. I would say if I was picking one of the wide receivers as my starting wide receiver, I would probably still have to lean Shakir. I would say that my number 2 option would be Amari Cooper for the Bills side of the football. Moving on to the other side, this has got a plethora of players. I don't like Jared Goff as much as I like Josh Allen, obviously.
Yeah, no.
But I still like Jared Goff in this situation, and I will give him, against a hard team, I'm going to give him a quarterback 1 rating. Just because we've seen what Matt Stafford could do with his 2 wide receivers, we're going to see Jared Goff be able to do something similar, I would assume, with all the talent that he has. I would take Jahmyr Gibbs a lot above Monty in this game. I just think that this is a game that has, because we're fighting back and forth, points, we're going to need to throw the ball a little more.
Yeah.
So I think that's why Jahmyr Gibbs gets the edge for me.
The Lions are really good at using both running backs.
They are.
You know,
they are.
I still like both running backs for this game.
I like them both.
The Lions.
I just put Gibbs probably I'll say Gibbs maybe gets 22 points and Monty would be 17. That's what I think.
That sounds about right.
So I that's where I rank those guys, both running back 1s for this game. Cook I would put more as a running back 2, just given what happened to him last week. Looking at Lions wide receivers, this is real easy. It's Amon-Ra. I know he had not a bad game, but a slower game last week. We don't need to worry about that. He'll be back in this game. I don't mind Laporta in this game for the same reason I just mentioned about Jahmyr Gibbs. Passing a lot in this game, I assume. So I think Laporta gets his in this game. I think he's the best tight end play in this game. And then last guy I want to talk about is probably Tim Patrick. I think Tim Patrick is somebody that you could probably throw on your bench for this playoffs. If you need wide receiver depth, he's a decent ad. He's playing in a high-powered air raid offense that throws the ball a lot. I would consider adding him, especially because Raymond's out. You lucked out, man. You get the next game, but first, who do you think is going to win this game, the Lions or the Bills?
I want the Lions to win this game.
I also want the Lions to win this game. You know why? Because that puts our Pittsburgh Steelers in a real good spot if they do.
Yes, it does.
So let's go Lions. We're both taking Lions. That's a little biased. Ben, why don't you take us into the next game, which is going to be an awesome one.
Yes, the next one we got our Pittsburgh Steelers going to Philly to play the Eagles, where we haven't won in a very long time.
However, hot stat, Russell Wilson's never lost to the Eagles.
Russell Wilson has never lost to the Eagles. That is wild. So
We'll see. What do you like in this game? What do you know?
What do I know? I know that George Pickens is out.
Yes.
I know that Deshaun Elliott is he's going to be out. He's not going to play. Larry Ogunjobi's not going to play.
Steelers are missing some key players, folks.
Yeah. So, but I like Russell Wilson.
I still like him.
I like Russell Wilson a lot, actually.
I like Jalen and Najee.
I think Freiermuth
big game
is going to have a big game.
Receptions at least.
A lot of receptions.
I agree with you.
I think Freiermuth's got a nice uptick without GP in the lineup.
He has over the last 2 weeks been very good as well.
And for the Eagles, I mean Barkley, you got to play him.
Yeah, I like Barkley. Do you like AJ?
AJ Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't done about Barkley.
Okay, go ahead.
Because Barkley, he's on pace to beat Eric Dickerson's single season rushing record.
Let's go, Saquon.
Yeah, he's been averaging 125 yards on the ground a game.
Well, let's go, Saquon.
Yeah. So
I'm for it.
yeah, no, I'm for it too. I just don't want to see him go for like $150 against our defense.
Yeah, no.
Because he easily can. So I think, I mean, the key is not completely shutting him down, but slowing him down. Mm-hmm. Keep him at like 100, 110 yards. Mm-hmm. You know, keep him out of the end zone. The Eagles will do that themselves by using the tush push anyways.
Yeah, 100%. Steelers didn't do a great job of bottling Chase Brown up, so it does.
No, the last time they played
a decent running back.
What's that?
Last time they played a decent running back.
What do you mean?
The last time the Steelers defense played against a decent running back.
Last time the Steelers went to Philly. AJ Brown torched them with like 140 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, last year, right?
No,
2 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah, it was Kenny Pickett's rookie year. So, yeah, I like the Steelers in this one by a slim margin.
Okay.
I think our defense is better than their defense.
Yes, it is.
So, and I think our special teams is going to have a hand in this game as well.
Okay.
Like they always have so far this year. I think the Steelers win on defense, barely.
Okay.
But I think they'll make a play with the special teams.
Okay. Whether it's a block punt, return punt, block field
return,
goal,
something like that. Anything like that. And like, so the Eagles also haven't passed the ball. They haven't had 25 attempts.
Oh no, dude! Last game
in like the last 9 games.
Jalen Hurts had like 106 passing yards in the last game or something.
I know,
like something ridiculous.
So like
low.
the anytime he throws 25 times or more,
they win.
No, I think because they've only lost twice this year. But anytime they've thrown the ball 25 times or more, Jalen Hurts he's not that good. He'll throw some interceptions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the Eagles are limiting him throwing the ball and everything like that. So
for a reason.
Yeah, because they got the best running back in the league.
Yeah. In this game, I would probably say it's gonna be. I like your take, and I really,
right?
I'm going with you. I can't go against my boys. I'm going with the Steelers.
Yeah.
Let me ask you just some rankings in this game, and then we can move out of this one. Where do you rank AJ Brown given the circumstances in Philadelphia? Wide receiver 1 or 2?
2.
I would agree with you. Do you rank Jalen Hurts as a top 3 quarterback this week?
No.
You don't? You think the Steelers slow him down enough?
Yeah.
Would you put him in top 10?
Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm putting him in top 10 regardless.
Because I can just see him having at least a tush push and maybe one throwing touchdown.
Yeah.
So,
pass catchers in this game, would you say Freiermuth is your number 1 option you would take, or is it A.J. Brown, you think? Devontae Smith. Do you think it's any
I like
of those
A.J.
guys?
Brown more than I like Freiermuth.
Okay.
Because
he's A.J. Brown.
He's A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
So, and he can do 5 catches, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns or something
100%.
But I don't necessarily think that's going to happen because I don't want it to happen because I want the Steelers to win this game.
Right. I got one last one for you, and this one's a zesty one. Do you think that the combination of Jaylen Warren and Najee score Barkley on yardage and combined? Do you think that those
combined?
Two?
I think together, they'll have the same amount.
The same amount as just him. That gives you how good Saquon Barkley is because Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren do not suck.
No.
I'll jump into the next game here. This is finally some playoff contention talk here. This is the Green Bay Packers. This is a Sunday night football game, guys. Green Bay Packers heading up to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. It's going to be a tough game. These are 2 pretty evenly matched teams, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Seahawks, pretty good on defense, pretty good at running the football. They've got 2 guys who can tote it pretty well. They've got 2 pretty good wide receivers. One of them has been excelling every single game this season in JSN. Mm-hmm. JSN has been great. You got Geno Smith, who I think you told me the other day leads
the league in passing yards.
Leads the league in passing yards, so he's gunslinging it this year. Trying to work towards a forever contract. He's only on a 2-year deal, I believe. I think
I
it's
don't
I think
know
it's
the
2 years if I
terms of his
remember correctly.
contract.
Packers side of the football, they're going to get Romeo Dubes back this week. You're going
Okay.
to see Romeo playing again. Obviously, we talked about earlier in the show the dud that Jaden Reed put up last week. I'm playing him again.
Yeah.
There's no way the guy puts up zeros 2 weeks in a row.
No,
There
I
is.
don't- yeah, no.
There is a way, but I
Yeah.
just
They're
don't
gonna.
think he does.
I think they're gonna try and find ways to get
I think
Jaden Reed the ball this week.
Yes, I
So-
think that they took a lot of flack from media in Green Bay. He's like your number one threat when you don't have Dubes out there. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
I like Josh Jacobs in this game. I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you think that the combination of K9 Charbonnet can outdo Josh Jacobs solely?
Yeah.
I think that they definitely can. Is there any update on K9 as to whether he is fully back at practice or anything like that you've seen, Ben?
No, I haven't.
He's doubtful. He's
already
already doubtful.
He's already doubtful.
Yeah, just to double check. I thought he was still doubtful and just wanted to see if there was any changes, but no, there wasn't. So yeah, it's a Charbonnet day. I would like Charbonnet as a running back too. He did really good last week. We can't expect that he's going to put 30+ points up again, but we can expect him to maybe get a touchdown and like 50 yards total running and catching.
Mm-hmm.
So I would still play Charbonnet in my running back 2 spot. If I was picking a wide receiver on the Seattle Seahawks, I'm going with JSN. If I'm picking a quarterback in this game, I'm picking Jordan Love. I'm not picking Geno Smith. I'm picking Jordan Love over Geno Smith. More options. But getting back on Green Bay, I like Kraft in this game as well. I like him as the lead tight end in this. I would probably put him in my top tight ends for the week. Defensively, I wouldn't really want to play either one of these defenses. I know that the Packers have the number 1 interception guy this year, but I don't like the way that the Seattle Seahawks are able to undo mistakes. Like they always have like on pass plays, you'll notice they'll have the running back always doing the bumping peel out. So he always has somebody to do something to make the play extend. In this game, I'm gonna give it to the Packers. I think that somehow the Packers pulled this off in Seattle. This is going to be a really good football game. I'm actually kind of low-key excited about this football game. But I'm going to take the Packers. I'm going to take the Packers in this one. What do you got, man?
I'm going to take the Seahawks just to be opposite of you.
Oh, are you? Just to be opposite?
Just to be opposite. They're both very similar. They're like looking in a mirror, these two teams.
Mm-hmm. No, they really are. I agree with you.
So, but I'll just take the Seahawks just.
If there is one set in stone starter in this game, who is it? Is it Josh Jacobs?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
too.
it's Josh.
I think it's Josh Jacobs. I don't think there's any fight for that. The next game here, this is going to be a Monday game, and I believe we have 2 Monday games.
We have 2 Monday games?
Yes, we do. We have one at 8 and one at 8:30 Eastern time. Why don't you cover the first one?
One's not on the ticker because I didn't know there was 2 Monday night games.
Oh, that's all right. We'll be able to cover it. Why don't you take this first one?
So the first one, we got the Chicago Bears going to Minnesota to play the Vikings. The Bears are a bad football team. And sirens are going off outside.
Sorry, guys, there's fire alarms going off. We're worried, like we're down in the basement. Is the house on fire?
Like, what's going on? No, so the Bears are going to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Like I said, the Bears are a bad football team.
Yeah, dude. New head coach did not have a good debut last week.
No.
Crushed by the 49ers.
No. Yeah. I don't like anyone.
I don't like a
Bears.
single Bears player. I'll tell you this.
Because it's just, I mean, Caleb Williams has been playing a little bit better. He hasn't been turning the ball over much. But, like, and then Roma Dunze's dad tweeted out that that Rome should have 1,500 yards. He would have 1,500 yards on any other team.
What an idiot. No, he wouldn't. He hasn't even looked that great.
I mean,
I don't know. Dude.
I know. I like Roma Dunze. I think he's going to be a really good receiver. But, like, come on.
Yeah, come on. Maybe like, 900.
Chill out a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
relax.
I don't know. Like, he would still be like a wide receiver 2 or 3 on any other team.
Yes.
So,
if you had to pick somebody from the Bears, who would be your one starter, your number one guy?
My number one guy.
Would it be DJ Moore?
It would be DJ Moore.
Yeah, I think so too. I think DJ Moore is the number one starter out of there. Swift has really lost my trust.
Yeah, Swift is
really downhill the last couple of weeks.
But watch him blow up this week.
Yeah, right? Who do you like Vikings-wise?
Viking-wise, I like Sam Darnold. I like JJ. I even like Addison.
Oh, I like Addison. I was hoping you'd say him.
And Aaron Jones is always a good play.
Aaron Jones is a good play. I will let you know he was on the injury report earlier this week. I believe he's
been on the injury
off.
report all year.
Yeah, yeah, he has been on the injury report all year. He did get a full practice in on Friday. It's a back injury for him.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. Who's your number one play on that Vikings team? If you had to pick anybody,
number one play is always JJ.
Yeah, I would think it'd have to be JJ too.
It's always JJ. And I think the Vikings win this one. I think they win this one pretty handily, too.
Pretty handily. I'm going to give this game like a 31-17. Vikings. I think that the Bears will put something up.
I'll go like 31-10.
31-10?
Yeah.
Okay. You take one less touchdown.
Yeah, one less touchdown for
Bears
the Bears.
Kind of thing. I'm going to take the Vikings as well. I think Hawkinson really,
this
for
is
me,
a divisional game, so who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
These division games can go any way.
Yeah.
So, but I really hope Hawkinson has a come-up week because the last couple weeks he's not been that good. It just really letting me down.
Yeah,
I thought that his comeback to the NFL was going to be a little bit
I think this week will be his
starstruck.
week. Addison had his week last week. Hawkinson
see
will
that.
I think Hawkinson will have a better week this week.
I could absolutely see that. Let me go ahead and get into this last game here, guys. And then if you're watching live with us, we're going to jump into Q&A and take any questions that you may have here in just a couple minutes. This is just the Falcons and Raiders. This is a pretty easy game for me to cover here. I'm going to take the Falcons. Are you? Are you going to take the Raiders? Look at me in the face. If you're going to take the Raiders, look at me in the face.
I'm going to take the Raiders.
Say that. Oh, my God. Okay, so this is Desmond Ridder.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Raiders.
You're taking Desmond Ridder, who was cut by his team.
Kirko's been bad lately.
Yeah, Kirko has been really bad. He has 6 interceptions in the last 2 games. Yeah. No touchdowns.
No touchdowns in 4 weeks or something like that.
Yikes, Kirk. Kirk. Yeah, I still think that I'm going to take the Falcons in this game. I think that the best play in this entire football game is going to be Bijan Robinson. I would say the second best play in this game might actually be Sincere McCormick.
No, the second best play would be Brock Bowers.
Oh, Brock Bowers. Yeah, I could see that. He was shut down last game, didn't do anything.
He was. He helped.
So that's why I was like, on him. I will say something
more likely him being
better than not
better
good.
than
Good than not good.
Yeah.
I still like Bijan the most. I will say on the Raiders, there is one thing that I did want to highlight. Jacoby Myers is the only player since the year 2000 to have as many pass catches and 0 drops. The only guy
he doesn't have a drop this year, right?
A single drop.
Yeah. That's
so Jacoby Myers, congratulations, man. That is awesome. If there's any of those small stats that are out there, I always like to highlight them just because, like, dude, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
consistency, and I like that. If I'm looking at wide receivers in this game, I like Drake. I like Mooney. I don't like them as much because of Kirk's play. And then on the other side of the football, you kind of mentioned it. I like Brock Bowers, and I like the guy I was just talking about, Myers, for pass catchers. Sincere McCormick has been notched. He is now the starting running back for the Raiders the rest of the season, regardless if Madison comes back. Head coach announced that.
Yeah.
He's been playing well. I think he deserves it. He had average of over 5 yards a run, so why wouldn't you?
That's good.
So at that, I'm taking the Falcons. He's taking the Raiders. I would say this game is pretty high scoring. I'm going to give the Falcons probably about 24 points, and I'm going to give the Raiders probably about 21. I think this is a really close game because it's 2 mediocre teams. Raiders kind of really suck, but sorry, Raiders fans. It's just not your year. Other than that, though, is there anything else you wanted to cover for this week coming up for fantasy playoffs? Any notations you wanted to add? Nothing?
Kind of got it all.
I think we covered everything pretty well. Guys, I hope that your fantasy football playoffs goes well. Like I said, I already played Cooper Kupp, so I'm already in the hole. I already played Purdy.
Hope none of you, actually, probably everyone out there who has Cooper Kupp probably
you
played
had
him.
to play him.
You played him. So,
but
sorry, that sucks.
Hey, we're hoping for better luck tomorrow, guys. At that, if we don't have anything else, we want to thank everybody on YouTube and on Spotify for listening and watching us today.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Really appreciate that, guys. Make sure you're subscribing down below. Hit that subscription button there. At that, we're going to go ahead and move into the Q&A section here in a couple minutes. Producer Paul, if you want to lead us on out.